Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today we continue in the Vastu series with the house construction. This is one of the main parts of the Vastu process, and we begin to show you the house construction from the very foundation all the way to the ceiling. It's in Spanish, it's called obra negra, or the rough construction, and then the details will be finished later on. The first stage is the foundation. We are making the foundation with the rocks. We glue the rocks with cement to form some sort of a basement or sub-basement that will support the weight of the bricks and the roof. This is important because otherwise the house might sink if it's too heavy. This is the house in the first construction stage. We have already built the foundation. From the rocks below, we're talking about 60 centimeters deep. It's a little bit thicker than the thickness of the wall to support the weight of the bricks. And we built all around that. Then above this rock foundation, we're putting what we called chain before. It has many names in different places, but it is basically the same principle that we showed in the compound wall. It's a structure of steel that is joined with wire, and then cement is poured into it to make it a bar of cement. It's basically something that will hold the construction together. The brick walls sometimes tend to have some problems during earthquakes, for example. They crack or they go sideways. So the function of these chains are to hold everything together. It forms like a sort of a cage in which the bottom chain, and there will be further top chain, and all the pillars, the columns, will be holding everything. By the time there's an earthquake or some major disruption, it can shake a little bit or move and it won't fall, basically. Some people have talked about adobe houses, a traditional method of building, which is just bricks made of clay and cow dung or horse dung. And they complain because the houses made of adobe don't last. The earthquake comes and you get killed. But that's not true. It's just simply adding these simple principles. As long as you have this bottom chain, a top chain, and these joining pillars to the structure, then the house will survive major calamities. Another very important thing here that we're doing differently from pretty much everyone around this region is the thickness of the wall. The wall has a thickness of 24 centimeters, which is 8 angulas. It is pretty thick wall. Most people here do have that. So they were a little astonished that why is your wall so thick? There are several reasons that I will also explain in the video about the formulas, but the wall thickness also helps the house resist natural conditions that might be out of consideration, like earthquakes or floods or things like that. So this is the first stage of house construction, and after this we have to proceed with laying the bricks. The bricklaying process follows the same principles as we showed in the compound wall, and this is how it looks after all the bricks have been laid. So you can see again the same detail, the rock level 60 centimeters below that, underground, then the chain, cement, and then all the bricks laid. And in this case you can see already the pillars have been poured, cement has been poured inside them. So it has the metal and cement. This is what will form the cage. All the proportions, the windows, the door, are calculated again with the Vastu formulas. The only thing missing in this house is the top chain. The top chain is exactly the same as what we saw at the bottom, and it joins the whole house from the outer perimeter. It has the same principle again to hold together when there's an earthquake and like that. Now we're at the roofing stage. In this you can see already the top chain has been poured as a single unit, all joined with the metal. And at the very top we're adding our panels. These panels are company-made Covintec in Mexico. These are made of styro-foam and metal mesh. It's very strong structure, and you basically put your panels first like a pre-made roof, and then you pour cement on top of them to cover them fully with cement. And it will look finished like if it was all cement, but actually inside it has these panels. They have a very good advantage here, especially because the sun gets really strong. We're in the middle of summer, so it's the hottest part of the year. And because the styrofoam doesn't transmit any heat, your house will always remain very cool. So it is a very novel idea, very modern concept, and we took this because of so many benefits. Also makes the roof cheaper, and it's allowed us to do the particular design that we were aiming for with a sloped roof. So let me show you the roof from above so you can get a better picture. This is the top view as the panels are being assembled. We are going to add a little extra reinforcement by adding rebar every 20 centimeters just to make it strong. It's the roof, and we don't want any collapse or any problem. Just like an ordinary cement roof, from the inside, below the panels, we have to put supports. We're using pieces of bamboo all along the roof, and these wood pieces to support the weight. When we pour the cement, there's a tendency for the roof to bend down, so these will hold that tendency. You can see the gap over there. That's a panel that's about to be installed, but you can see a very clear idea. It's just basically doing a frame, putting the panels on top, being able to hold that weight when the cement will be poured, and then let it dry for about 2 weeks until the sticks can be taken out. Now we're going to proceed to pour the cement. And this is an example of a cement roof that we poured 2 weeks ago. And it's fully finished. It has still to be plastered from below. We put only cement from above, but it's a very beautiful look, and it's following the slopes and angles according to Vastu scripture. It's very beautiful, very attractive, and although still unfinished, it's very close to doing the overall work of the house. Then of course we still need to proceed with doors, windows, plaster, paint, etc. But this is the overall procedure to build a house. So please take a look at the overall compound, and you will get a glimpse of what it should look like in the future as a Catussala house, a 4-sala, 4-bedroom house. This is the bird's eye view. Very beautiful. It already has a very strong feeling of peace, very comfortable feeling inside the houses, although we're still far away from finishing. Still need to add windows, doors, plaster, paint, etc. It's already a very wonderful result. This house style is called Catussala. It is designed for brahmanas. It is a place where mode of goodness, peacefulness, and all these good things desirable for spiritual life are able to be nourished. And so we have the fortune of receiving the association of Mike Jones from UK, and he has the Brahmana Varna. So we asked him a couple of questions. He just arrived recently, and open questions about how he feels about the place and the construction so far. We're still far away from finishing, but it already feels that the energy is very peaceful, very beautiful, very serene. So let's see what he has to say.
Well, I've never been in a Vastu area before, but it feels much more peaceful than most places I've been. You can see already, it's got a nice area, a nice foundation, countryside, hills like that. As you see today, beautiful weather, although we get a lot of rain too. But it's beautiful, a beautiful feeling. And now I'm finding in these houses, as they're constructing the Vastu houses, it's got a very homely feel, very nice energy, very nice feeling, peaceful. So I can see well, I guess we'll see as time goes on. We get to live in the houses themselves and like that, but so far it feels good. Nice energy.
These houses are designed for a Brahmana. Since you have the Brahmana Varna, do you think it would be suitable for you?
Oh, I'd love to live somewhere like here when it's time to settle down like that. It's definitely simple living. So a lot of time for that deep thinking that we like to do, especially being on a spiritual path like that. You need a lot of time just to think deeply without the anxieties of life coming around, and this place is very peaceful, so be perfect for that.
This house is called a Catussala, which means there are 4 rooms, or salas they're called.
Okay.
And it is designed with the idea that each room has a separate space. The houses, each one has a certain function, instead of having one house with everything all together.
Right.
Do you like that concept altogether, or is it too weird for you?
No, absolutely. I think it's brilliant. Actually, just in terms on a more mundane platform, I was reading into a lot of how artists get into their creativity, for example, get into the really creative mood. It's time to work, get down to business. And a common action by great writers and like that is because they don't like that feeling of everything being in home. They got the office at home, kitchen at home and like that. When it's time to do a different section of their day, they actually take the time to take a walk around as if they're going to work. So let's say their office is in their home. When they've had their breakfast and all that kind of thing, they'll go for a walk around the block, go back home as if they're coming into a new office, just to get into that mindset. So I could see this would be brilliant, because then you've got, okay, now it's time to eat, and you can really focus on relishing what you're eating. And then, okay, now it's time to work. You go to a different space, different mindset completely. And I think the energy of the place really helps to set that.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Hare Krishna.
I want to encourage you to follow these Vastu principles. For spiritual life, we will create this beautiful space that will be perfect for the worship of Krishna. Will be compatible with the energies of nature, and all kinds of miseries are diminished because of that. Vastu principles are not very complicated. Unfortunately, the science seems a little bit lost, but with the proper scripture and guidance, you can assemble that knowledge and make it happen again. This is what we're trying to do here in Veracruz, Mexico. And if you can't, or for some reason you are not able to build or live in such a compound, maybe in the future you can consider visiting us here and just as a curiosity, get to experience a Vastu house in an environment that's pure mode of goodness. If you have any comments or questions, please visit our website, thevedicway.org, or leave your comments below. Thank you. Hare Krishna.